live. Hi. Hello. Sorry, I should probably check my camera before I hit the button, huh? That looks right. Cool. So this is a surprise stream. It is Saturday, December 9th. It's a snowstorm in Boston. We've got, Christmas lights up. Fuck yeah. We've got snow outside. And we've got a 3D puzzle game to make. So, let's get there. Let's see here. Hey, Sapphire. You guys are getting into the chat really quick now. It used to be weird when I'd start because I didn't know what to say to an empty room. Where were we last? When last I left off, I've been working on this character. This character gave me trouble. I actually had like a really rough week. Trying to think, I streamed midweek, I think 2 days ago, and I was kind of stuck with this guy. But I think I've figured it out. I think I've got him. I don't know. I figured it out in Maya. I'm just about to pull in a game. Hey May, what's up? Is it snowing over there in Wisconsin? We're starting to feel it here in Boston. I think I'm starting to figure out this character. This morning I finished this bit up late last night, and this morning I just pulled it into the engine to check it out. Sweet, good luck, May. So let's check him out in engine. This is the wrong character. It's like, wait a minute. Okay. Alright, so obviously we still got a ways to go, but it's coming along. I like the shapes. I like this shape a lot. I'm not crazy about this spaceship stand thing, but I'm just keeping it because I pulled that off of the accordion character, and it's kind of nice to keep them. I want to reuse shapes across the different characters. Whatever I do for one on that side, I would think I want to do for both. I want to kind of create a consistent vision. What the fuck did I do here? I also reordered a enum list. Or I changed some names and deleted some things in an enum list, which threw off things in a spreadsheet. I don't know. When you change an enum, sometimes the places where you use the enum just get all jacked. Which is what happened here. T-bot. One should be petals. Sides, bellows. That looks right. Let's look at her again. Make sure she's not busted. Yeah, that looks right. See, she's starting to look so plain now. I have to go back and touch her up again. Yeah, it's frigid out there. It's kind of the first snow of the year is kind of fun. Gets old quick. It's a lot better now that I don't have to scrape it off my car. Where was I? I was looking, so we're looking at the trombone. Alright, so, excuse me. I don't talk much, so whenever I start these streams, I have to go through the thing where I'm like warming up my voice. It's not true, I talk constantly. I don't know what it is about streaming. Alright. I think I need a sleeve on this. Something's clearly wrong back here. Like, just very wrong, clearly. think the shapes play. I like the shapes in general. Like this looks solid. It looks flimsy on this side, but like it could be a stand. I think I'm finally in a place where I'm okay with the shapes that this is making. So now we can move on to like color and finaling and stuff. Obviously a lot will still change, but at least it's not like before. It was I had a stressful week. Like this was not, well, a stressful week for a lot of reasons, but it was not helpful that this character was like kind of a struggle. Yeah, The Flame and the Flood came out on the Switch recently. Whoops. Also, we're on Microsoft's subscription service for the next couple months. They've got like a kind of Netflix for games kind of thing. Alright, so what's happening here is not happening in game. Let's figure out what I did. What's so cool? Oh, the subscription for... Yeah, it is cool. I'm pretty jazzed about it. I'm actually about to go out. I ordered a Switch. Also, like, I got invited to be, what do you call it? A judge on the DICE Animation Awards. So they sent me a bunch of Switch games to play. So, like, that's a pretty cool Christmas gift. Because that's a gift of, like, we respect you and care what you think. And also, here's a bunch of free codes for games. It's like, yeah, that feels good. What is going on here? What are you supposed to look like? Definitely not supposed to look like this. Are you? I suspect. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? Oh, I don't think we're set up to have an intern right now, May. I love the idea of it. It's definitely something I want to do. we're just not set up for it right now. We just don't have any work, and well, we have work. We're shopping around our game to get funded right now. So we're not at a place where we're ramping up and hiring. We're actually in quite the opposite. We're in the like hurry up and wait kind of phase. I wish. It's going well, Tango. How is this broken again? Did I? Oh, I just didn't export it. That would be why. I hope we get funding too. Oh, this week sucked. You know what else happened? Yesterday I got the, I sent the game to a buddy of mine that's in audio to like get an audio pass done. And I was like, you know what, man, just do what you think it, do an audio pass that you think would be cool. Show me what you got, because I don't want to like, I want to see your artistic expression and blah blah blah. But we talked about it a bit, and I sent him like a word cloud, and I kind of told him what I wanted, but apparently really shitty, because apparently what I thought I wanted and what I actually wanted and what I said were like not the same. So I did this pass, and I'm like, ooh, I need to give you direction, and now I feel like a bitch because I totally wasted your time. He was a total angel about it, but I feel really bad. It's weird because I'm like, I was given art feedback so many times before, and I'm really good at, or I'm used to giving direction out art sourcing, but for some reason I just thought I didn't have to use that skill for audio. I was like, it'll just pan out. They'll just know what to do. They'll read my mind. And it's like, ah, fuck. Turns out that's not how things work. Hey Tom, what's up? So yeah, I gotta figure out what I want to do there. Do you guys want to hear some audio stuff? I was messing with it last night. Hold on. I was trying to figure out what I wanted, so I downloaded a bunch of free shitty audio from the internet. Here. Now you can hear it. Okay. Okay, you ready? I think that's the kind of vibe I want. Did you guys even hear that? Sweet. I'm trying to debate, like, I only did the drum segment so far, and I'm trying to think of like how I would do that for the piano, or how much direction I need to give to an audio person. Because what I asked for when I was describing it initially, and I was talking about this game to Grover, my buddy, I was like, yeah, and this is I'm bad at talking about this. It's surprisingly hard to describe a game, but I'm like, yeah, it's, it's there's these little machines, and they want to be musicians, and they want to break out, so at night they run out, and they're like dancing across the city skyline, and they're, like, it's about freedom and creativity and making stuff, even though you're a little machine. And I was like trying to describe it, and I was like, yeah, and like the aesthetic, it's very La La Land, and it's supposed to be like if you're at a I know I'm inspired by theater. I don't know. He just fucking said a lot of words. And what ended up happening was, like, he did exactly, based on what I said, he did exactly what you would expect, right? That's what kills me. He did literally, like, here. He did a great job. Whoops. How can I... How can I open this but on a different screen? I'll just download it. Like, he did this in basically no time. And I love it. I love things about it. It sounds like really lighthearted. I like that, and I like that it's whimsical. I think the music, he used the music that I was using for my Vibe trailer, which makes sense, but it feels kind of like over the top. I don't know. Like, I couldn't put my finger on it. I was like, he definitely, did exactly what I wanted, but it was suddenly not what I wanted when I saw it. And I felt really bad about it. So yeah, I think it's, I don't know, I'll watch that again. I think it is actually close. The other thing is, this is hard to explain, but when you are used to seeing something with scratch audio or with no audio, and the audio changes, you instinctively hate it for like a while. So that's hard to get over. I think, like, I don't like the crowd. I definitely don't want that part. I like the idea of there being different noises when you turn over. We'll figure it out. So yeah, playing with audio, that's the thing that happened yesterday, late into the night. But today we play with art. What was I doing with this? The other thing is, it's possible that I just don't have taste. Because I like really simple backing tracks. I kind of like the idea that it sounds like there's a backing and they're making music within it. But maybe that's shit. I don't know. I'm not a fucking musician. Alright, anyway. What do we gotta do for this guy? I am, however, an artist, so this should be doable. I think I want the sleeve to extend all the way back there. That's important to me. I think I want this. I think the front to back looks acceptable for now, with the exception that that doesn't reach all the way. Yeah, let's start playing with color here. This just moves as one unit, right? No. Oh shit, I'm wrong. It doesn't. Does it? Yeah, it does. Okay. Make sure I turned off the desktop audio so I can listen to Christmas carols again. Hey, Yerk's Group, what's up? That's cool, man. Did you have to travel far? Cool. I was reading about in America we have retirement communities, which are, well, retirement homes, which are actually really depressing, and they're finally on the decline, which is good. There's just something creepy about most retirement homes. It's kind of like a place you go to wait for death. I think in other cultures, they just kind of like, cohabitation is more common. So you just live with your relatives for longer. Yeah. Elephant cemetery feeling. I never would have thought of it like that. Not entirely sure what that means. It's fun to picture though. I want to be taking care of my own children. You have to make enough money that that's a compelling argument. Isn't it all? spends the whole life making enough money so I can force my children to take me in. Forgets to have children. Well, I have a feeling if you have enough money, you'll probably be fine even in retirement. Though who knows, people tend to target the elderly for scams and stuff. There's a lot of Bitcoin scams aimed at the elderly right now. It's really weird. People have managed to mash up like Ponzi schemes and Bitcoins, apparently. And they got like, you know, those old Facebook, what do you call it? Those scams where you convince people to sell like Tupperware and shit that's super expensive, but it's actually like you get them involved in selling Tupperware. You convince people that they're being part of a small business and you create like a kind of pyramid scheme. People are doing that, but with Bitcoin software. It's just a madness right now. Re-import. I don't like that coloring. Maybe I should just make this whole thing. This material used for the drummer. Yeah, it is. That'll look better with an outline shader. Well, outline mesh. Think of that. figure everybody can put on their own music. Oh shit, I'm sorry. I haven't been reading the chat. I thought you guys were quiet. Yeah, it is depressing what's going on. What do you think of an intermission like level where you can free roam to get a feel for the instrument's movement? Like a musical solo or something? I'm not sure. I actually found with a larger map, this game gets very boring very quickly. Because you, like, it's not fun to move twice and then have to shift and then move again. So if you try to run in a straight line, it's, like, boring. I'll think about it. I have some ideas for, like, I'll say wacky, but, like, the level fragments, I think, could use it like an intro fragment and an outro fragment that kind of, especially for part of the narrative, like set the reason. Okay, fucking, I have to explain this. So, the only thing that's stitched together right now is the opening, right? Where, sorry, I do like the new grooving soundtrack. You have these level fragments and they're stitched together, so when one ends, you move to the next one. Right? On top of just making way more game, I think I'm gonna clump these, like, this is my initial idea for how I'd clump them together. Like all of the drums would be one big level when I stitch them together. More and more I'm thinking I'm going to separate them into two. So it's two different songs, two different kind of narratives. And at the beginning and ending of each of these, I'm going to need a level fragment that kind of introduces the story for that little level, and something that had an outro for like what happened at the end of that level. There is like a light narrative to this game, so I just have to think of a reason to have like a narrative beat here. It'll all get there. Something I have been slacking on, like there's a lot of things. It's like playing whack-a-mole. Right now I'm diving really deep into the character art. But in December, before the end of the month, I need to go wide on level design and make more levels, especially here. These are fun. The ending levels are actually a lot more fun. Just in general. I think the game's only going to be like about 3 or 4 hours long right now. Well, no, I have no idea, actually. We'll know soon. I'm going to make a bunch of shit and give it to Chris. We're going to see how long it takes him to play through the game. I'm doing good, Kuru Bakla. Thanks. Alright, so where was I with this character? But a level where you actually free roam? I don't know. I think there might be levels that are kind of more, like I said, an intro or outro level kind of thing. That's the animated turn. Intro or outro. A level to introduce and whatever. Fuck it. You understand. Okay, let me just get this limb to not be objectively broken so we can see what we're looking at here. There's a lot of work to do in this game. I gotta crank too, because like I'm gonna be super busy starting next year. Are you talking to me, Karuk Bakla? Am I currently working somewhere else? And hello, Uphill. What's up, man? This project is something I do on the weekends. This is my, like, passion project. Because I really want to make this game. But I own a small company that makes indie games as well, in Boston. We made a game called The Flame and the Flood. Yeah. That company has, like, I have employees and shit, so I've gotta, like, well, I have coworkers and shit, and so I've gotta, we have to make, you know, profit. As opposed to this game where I can just do whatever the fuck I want. It's very freeing, actually. I was actually, I thought Dreams? The game being put up by Media Molecule looked really sweet. Yeah, The Flame and the Flood. I was one of the, we were a team of 6 people. I founded that studio, The Molasses Flood, along with, like, Forrest and 5 other people. We've been working on some cool shit, too. I can't wait to talk about what we're working on at work. Hey Asen, what's up? It's good to see you again. How are things in Pakistan? I'm doing good. Yeah, Dreams does look awesome. I was deep into Little Big Planet 1 and 2 and super excited to see what they're doing. Yeah, so, like, I actually said this in a podcast. I was saying there's a lot of unexplored design space in between. People want to make things. Like, there's more game developers now than ever, especially as hobbyists. There's more people that really desperately want to make games. And I said there's a lot of space for people to make engines that allow people to make things more easily. And I actually referenced Little Big Planet as an example. And then Media Molecule's like, look at what we're doing. Haha. And it's exactly what I was thinking. Like, that's brilliant what they're doing. I think it's going to go I hope it goes gangbusters. It looks gorgeous. What am I making? Let me show you real quick. How long have I been working on this? I've answered that question before, and I answer it differently every time. I started streaming, what is it? December now? November, October, September. Started streaming in September. I was pitching the idea with a prototype in like the 1st of September. I started pitching it with a prototype. The actual prototype, I think I just doubt is a like an amalgamation of prototypes I've been working on for a while. So it's difficult for me to say exactly a start date. But the pitch video that I show you guys sometimes, I made that and showed it to a couple friends in early September. So I don't know, man. When do things start and when do they end? Polygons. What are you talking about, Yerk's group? Anyway, the people asking what I'm working on right now. This character is the least far along. It's my little trombone guy. So I'm starting to play with shape and form and color and trying to figure out what he's gonna look like. He's obviously very ugly right now. While we get it all sorted, how he's gonna move. Yes, I'm also doing the programming. It's entirely scripted in the Unreal Engine using Blueprint. Thank you. Yeah. Uphill, you're such a sweetie. I don't know how to answer that question, man. Later, Tenka. Weird. Oh, wait. Hey, Cobra, what's up? Yeah, I worked as a waitress too. Or I guess waiter, but... It surprises me that you think it's so hard to live as a student in Stockholm, Yorksgroup. I always thought they were so much more... They cared more about education over there and everything was free. Like in America, we hear about how great it is over there. Here we have like... I had an intern come up to me at one point and just like kind of having a breakdown because she had like $130,000 in student loans. She like brought them in and showed them to me. She's like, I have these loans. And I was like, oh my God. This was when I was at Irrational. And she's just like, what should I do? And I didn't even know what to say because the reality is you can't bankrupt out of student loans. I'm not going to be like, leave America and never come back because that's the only way you'll get out of this. I didn't know what to say other than like, shit, I'm sorry. And she had like a terrible art degree. Like a degree that'll... From a school that's not like... I don't want to talk shit. The Art Institute. She had a degree from the Art Institute and like I didn't know what to say. Part of me later was like, maybe I should have just told her, move to Spain and never come back. Like, just run. Like, that's what I would do in her situation. I can't imagine. I don't know. Anyway, the student loan situation in America is pretty bad. It's a long way to say that. It's an unpleasant topic. What am I doing here? Alright, so what do I hate most about this right now? Why is this coming up as so... Something weird is going on. Because it's not that color here. Of course. Right. Oh no, it's busted all around. Where the fuck are these materials coming from? There are many students that the prices are ridiculous because landlords are trying to make an extra profit off the high demand. In Stockholm? God, I thought they just took care of you guys. I don't know why this is blowing my mind. I thought everything was better in Europe as far as this stuff goes. But maybe that's just like some shit they tell you. What do I think about art schools? What's your experience? Well, I mean, I went to film school. In a like, I'm glad I went to college. It was a great experience. It was a very important step for getting... I don't think the person I was when I graduated high school was the kind of go-getter that would have just, I don't know, been capable of getting a job. I could have gotten a job. I don't think I would have... Alright, how about this? I didn't know that I could work in video games. It never occurred to me that I could do that. Maybe, like, I didn't get the game magazines that some kids did when they were kids or whatever, but, like, I didn't know that was a profession. I found out that was a profession because I went to college. So I owe college a lot in that way. I don't think the actual classes or what they learn is the most important part. I think you can get most of the information, the raw information, online. but the people you meet and the ideas you're exposed to when you meet these people, that's the point of college. And so art school specifically, I mean, I think you'll get out of it what you put in. And I think if you strive to be one of the best in your class and you strive to meet people and express your ideas to other people and get ideas from other people, if you participate in the social experience that is going to college, I think you could get a lot out of it, and I think it has a great deal of value. I don't think it has $130,000 worth of debt value, but I think it has value. There was a satire advertisement here that was like wardrobe for hire, clean living for $1,500 a month. What? Mm. You'll never climb instantly anywhere, your group, unless you've got a shit ton of money. If your art school is free, I mean, shit, man. Do you want to do it? Fucking, yeah. What are you asking? Is it realistic? Is it realistic to be able to get into games industry if you don't have any formal education for game development or similar? You went to college but not for anything useful? I doubt that's true. You'd be surprised what you could... The skills you learn in college are often soft skills. But, I mean, maybe I'm wrong here. I mean, it's possible to... Like... When we're evaluating people as an artist, I can't speak to programmers or designers. Like, I don't really understand how designers get hired. That seems like some kind of witchcraft to me. Like, I don't know what goes on in that hiring process. But I know for artists, it's entirely your portfolio. We do not give a fuck if you went to college, where you went to college, anything. And that's true if you're an animator, concept artist. They will... Basically, there's two steps. There's the... oh, his work is cool and I think he can hit our art style. And then there's the, this person's not an asshole. You just gotta pass those two tests. The first test being the hardest one. Most of the time as an artist, if you're being brought in to interview face to face, the job's almost in the bag. Like, it's yours to lose at that point. Because your portfolio is everything. What was I doing? The materials are all jacked, right? Oh, yeah. It is kind of like that, actually. It's a lot of the people I know that got into design, they either did it because they were super into like map editor tools, designing designing levels for something like StarCraft or some shit like that, or Quake or that stuff back in the day. Or they have some, like they got in sideways from some weird other field, like architecture or some shit. And they were brought in as a consultant on a project and then just stuck around. As a programmer, I think you need to read up and build a GitHub portfolio with your projects. No, as a programmer, those interviews, that's, I think, the opposite. That's where your interview makes or breaks it. Those day-long hell interviews that they do. Oh, God. I would kill myself. I've heard the stories about what it takes if you're interviewing as a programmer. Actually, this is supposed to be a game dev thing. I'll talk to you about various stuff. I sent out an email today to a couple friends saying that I have a small group of people that watch me make this game on Twitch, and I want them to be able to pre-order the game if they want to. How should I do that? And right now I'm like, there's an email thread going over whether or not I should use Humble or Steam, which is an interesting conversation, because if you go with Steam, I mean, Steam takes 30%, right? Whereas Humble doesn't. But the most important thing early on is that you have, that you're well rated on Steam. And if you give people keys through Humble, then any ratings they do don't count towards your score. What do you call it? Your user score in Steam. So we're debating the merits of that right now in a separate chat. Ichiro, one of the best businessmen I know, believes that you should do both. What do you think, Chad? I'm now managing 3 conversations at the same time. God damn it. What is going on? Oh, or is it just... Oh, yeah, okay, that might be. I get that. Okay, we should finally... I've gotten rid of that phantom color we were getting. Alright, good. Phantom color is gone. Now to figure out how we're going to actually color this. This has to kaleidoscope in. It's weird how that's set up. I don't have a better solution though. This also kaleidoscopes out. Well, not by a lot though. think I want this part to be thicker. Let me read the chat. So what's more important, the 5-star ratings, which you guys are sweet, or the 30%? 30% is standard. That's what you give up on Xbox, PS4, Steam. If you sell through the Humble storefront, they take 30%. You have to keep in mind, they do a lot. They handle like imagine somebody's like, here, and gives you a credit card. What do? You don't know how to handle a credit card. You don't know how to handle, like, I don't know, how to just store a .exe and give it to people and just everything. Not to mention the visibility you get from being in a storefront is obviously what you mostly pay for. But yeah, the storefronts all take 30%. Sell it on a key reseller? Yeah, I get the worst of both worlds. I don't know. I'm probably going to do whatever Ichiro says to do. So I guess I'll do both. Let me see if he replied. Oh shit. I can make a coming soon page, huh? You want to know what game development is like? It's largely reading this kind of shit. It's probably the stuff I shouldn't stream, though. Alright. In December, I'm going to make one of these. And you guys can see my coming soon page, and you can wishlist it. For whatever that is. Like, I've wishlisted so many games that I'm probably never going to buy. Wishlist is like, I've been fucking around on Steam, I don't actually have time to play a game right now. But I'm going to put it in a wish list in case it goes on sale someday. And then the sales come and I'm like, no, I'm still busy. I never buy anything. I'm like the worst person. Alright, let's think about the color for this. This music's distracting. I want this part to be silver, though I guess I shouldn't want that. This bit needs to be silver. Alright, I don't want to think about that right now. It's hard to think about. This part's easy to think about, right? Like I want to do what I do here, where it's gray and then this. I need to visually identify which grid tile each segment is in. So obviously this, I feel like this one's really obvious. I'm going to make a mid-gray up to here. Like a, maybe I'll make like a black case to hold up to here. Not sure yet on that one. But definitely, right? Yeah, okay. So this is making an argument that this should be mid-gray up to here. Silver. Sorry. mesmerized by the game, but then I don't play because I'm busy. Yeah, I used to do that too. I have so many games. We have some Supercraft folks in my class straight out of high school who just released a game on Steam. Inspiring to see them get through that process and actually be able to release. It is so easy these days. It's great. You don't have to like know somebody anymore. Thanks, Uphill. That's sweet, man. Yeah. Okay, wait. Let me just animate this back to 0 so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. So I need to do what year for? What is all this crap? This is me figuring things out at one point. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't do this yet. Hold on. What am I thinking here? I need this to hold on to the skinning data. Shit, thanks, Uphill. That's awesome. That still borderline don't understand what that stuff means, but I love it when it happens. I guess I understand it. I'm not totally dense. I'm getting around to it. And thank you. Alright. Yeah, Unreal blueprints do get nativized to code. As part of the packaging process in Unreal. Okay, so the thing I need to manipulate is okay. Guess I don't know how things work. Ah. So if you start doing a blueprint, can you then continue working on the script with traditional coding? Interesting. No, sorry, I was reading somebody else. No, you choose to do something either in Blueprint script or in C++, right? Or I guess if you want to get creative and start using plugins, C# or Python these days. You kind of pick a language. I frequently, well, in professional game development, what we would do is we do everything in Blueprint initially, and then the programmers take anything that's serious, anything that needs to be in code, and they refactor it into the code. But it's not like a click a button thing. It's like I'm rewriting this in code now kind of thing. I think that's the appropriate way to do it for so many reasons. Obviously, you just have access to more shit. If you're using a programming language, it's going to run faster. The stuff that nativizes Blueprint into code isn't perfect. It will never be as efficient as it is just writing it out, I imagine. Maybe it will be someday, but it's not. I don't think so right now. Is there a Blueprint to C++ converter right now? Well, I mean, you can call a C++. By the way, you can call if you make a class in C++, you can access that class in Blueprint. And you can flag almost anything that you write in C++ to be able to be used in Blueprint. I think theoretically it's possible to reference Blueprint from code too, but I know we don't do that. And I don't know if Epic does that. And as a general rule, you should look and see, hey, does Epic do this in their games? And if they don't, you should really question if you should do it. In Sapphire, what I was talking about earlier, the converter, I don't know if there's a converter. Maybe you know something I don't. I do know that there is the ability to, when you cook, there's the ability to, sorry, I'm doing several conversations at once. When you cook, it'll take your blueprint and it'll turn it into C code. This character is not there yet. I'm feeling really lazy, so I might go off stream to finish it. Oh, I've only been going an hour and a half. Hey, Nordal. I'll stop being lazy. I just don't know what I'm doing here. Don't feel like I'm working in a very efficient way. I don't know. I feel like I'm going to like the shapes when I get the colors right. This definitely has to be like that. Why is this a totally different silver? Oh, because I didn't ever set it. feel like people are going to be confused as to where the grid ends. Does it end here, or does it end here, or does it end here? I don't have that feeling of that I know what's going on here. Also, my solution for this is just pour. I might go back to just having a cylinder. Later, Raven. Oh, I'm sorry I missed you guys. And I didn't answer your questions, so whoops. Oh my god. Oh, it's a sleepy day. Getting accumulation, guys. Check it. Oh shit, I don't know if you can see this. It is a white Christmas. Maybe you should stop fucking with that, huh? It's coming down. No. Why are you doing this? You were making me... This is just pissing me off now. Why is this happening? Hey VR, what's up, man? that actually what I want? No. You're being crazy. What you want is... that. Yeah. What the shit? Sorry, I haven't been reading this, but I'm glad you found the podcast good, Uphill. That's sweet, man. Chris Slate drops in here all the time. He's super cool. He's rapidly becoming my biggest hype man. I love that guy. Maybe this guy. I think the PSX made all their announcements already, right? Didn't they last night? Or is there more to come? I definitely don't know anybody at Sony. Like, it's a pretty safe bet that I actually don't know many people at all. It's not true. I have no contacts at Sony, though. The Flame of the Flood is on the PS4, but that's only because Curve handled everything for us. Chris Slate is the, my co-host for the Dialogue Box. It's a podcast I do. We've been doing it for, like, a year and a half now. Every time there's a convention or something, it usually gets more interesting, because he tends to, his job's hard to define. He's a gaming personality, specifically at conventions. So he'll set up things for people at events, and he'll run stages when people have like a stage at an event and stuff. And so he knows a lot of people in the games industry, and he just has a very different take on video games. Yeah. He's Chili Dogs Co. He's also like, he streams a lot. So if you're ever lonely, you can hang out with him. He's just generally more plugged in. Like, he has a Discord channel, and I think he exists mostly on the internet in a huge way. Whereas I can't keep Discord open when I work. It's just too much distraction. Drives me crazy. Oh god, I think I need a nap today. It is a lazy goddamn day. I don't think I'm being very entertaining today either. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, there's no Discord for this. Maybe I should make one or something. I think Animation X is going to open up their Discord. I'll ask Mike if we can just piggyback on that. If you guys don't mind hanging out with other animators. Oh, maybe that's lame. Maybe we should get our own. I don't know how Discord works. I take it this is something I'd have to set up, right? I should get off my ass and do this stuff. I don't know, guys. I'm not feeling it. All kinds of not feeling it. I mean, the outline shader will help. It'll get further along. This might need to go. mean, it's in dire need of that outline shader. That will help. When you can see the silhouette again, that'll help a lot. Make this black. Yeah, other than that, make that black, work on some detailing. Maybe it'll get there. I'm gonna rethink the front panel a bit. Then I'll start looking at it from the different angles. Like, God, I don't know. Not in love with it. Wait, was it going with black or matte black? Shit. Black. I think I want that to be silver. Not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure. I think the back just looks like a mess right now. But I mean, it's improved from last weekend. Don't know why what happened here. There we go. It's going pretty good, Greywind. Welcome to the chat. We should get our own Discord. I'm dropping into large Discords. Oh, okay. God, with the health insurance. Oh, crap, I still haven't done that. I will. That's a good way. We could make a channel instead of courses, and then that would offload all the work onto him, which I'm for. Crazy Adba is an old friend of mine. A very close friend of mine. I guess I should let him answer that question, huh? He's the one that's going to be playing this game in December. Ba-dum, boom. And telling me that I suck. Here's what I think I should do. Until I figure this out, I need you to go away. Oh shit, I know you're a junior tech animator root. That's cool. Yeah, crazy. Sorry, Chris. Later this month, before I leave for Christmas, I'm gonna send you a build, I swear. Chris and I met at my very first GDC. We started working together at a very insane place. You were there for, I don't even know where to begin with this story. It's a story that's hard to tell without beer. John Romero was making an MMO for children. John Romero is a famous designer that made Doom and other titles. And basically, I'm pretty sure we met him at a bit of a hard time in his life. Where I don't want to say he sold out, but we were making an MMO for children for this company called Gazillion, which changed hands many times. I don't have the many hours required to tell this story, the several stories about Gazillion properly, because there are so many, and that place was a fucking shit show. As the ownership changed in that studio, the way that it was a shit show changed, but it was never not comically insane. But yeah, I left college early because I had a job and the economy was crashing, and I was like, shit, I need to go take this. Moved out to San Francisco, started working for John Romero, and 6 months later the studio closed and they laid us all off. And Chris was there for that and everything else. We've been friends for many, many years. You let me know when you're out. Wait, what? Sorry, I think I'm missing. Hey Near, what's up, man? As of November, what is John Romero doing now? I haven't been following his career, but I do know he moved, like, after the shit show that was Gazillion. He, met Brenda, got married, moved to Ireland, I think made several other games. I don't know what he's doing now. I do think he's still in Ireland. We're friends on Facebook, for what that's worth. He's always posted cool pictures of Irish food. They're in Galway. Yeah, they have a studio out there. Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I left Gazillion years ago, so I don't even know what's going down with the new leadership, or it sounds like it's still a shit show in just a different way. But yeah, that's where I got my start. My very first job as a student, I was a student at GDC over 10 years ago, walking around the career fair with my demo reel, and I walked up to this one booth, the Gazillion booth, and Chris and Paul were there sitting, like a designer and a programmer, and they were like, I was like, is this Gazillion? I'd heard that the art director was coming by later, and they're like, we don't know what we are. It could be anything, and they just started making jokes, and we were friends immediately. Yeah, I heard Gazillion laid off everybody the day before Thanksgiving. My very first job in the industry, I was hired to replace somebody, but they didn't tell me that I was hired to replace them, and they didn't actually get rid of them. They just shuffled them into a different department, and that was fun. Moved across the country, worked for 6 months, and then the studio folded because the engine was garbage. Welcome to games. I was penniless with no family on the other side of the country. And then Chris and I don't know, it all panned out. But yeah, we've been through a lot. And now Chris works on Slime Rancher. Do you remember you were so desperate to get into AAA and then you did, and then you were like, oh, get me the fuck out of here. Why am I noodling with this? This is getting absurd. It just doesn't look very good. Looks like I don't know. It looks weird. Looks accidental. I just want to be in the meeting room when they were like, hey guys, here's what we're going to do. We've decided that the market we want to pursue is MMO for children. Quick, get us a designer. Here's one. John Romero. Hire him. Don't tell him what he's going to work on. That's the other thing that drove me crazy. For a while, there was this thing in San Francisco where they would be like, you're going to come work on this top secret amazing project. It's going to be the greatest thing ever. We're not even going to tell you what it is until after you've accepted. What? No, we're not even going to tell you what you're working on until after you've accepted. We have money. And they wonder why they can't hire the best people. Oh, thanks, VR. You guys are great. Yeah, probably PL and R&D. Definitely not doing this in the most economical way. I definitely work way slower when I'm streaming too. Not even because I'm that focused on the chat, just because I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's hard to get in the zone when you know people are like watching you, at least for me. Cobra, are you honestly saying you've never heard of Doom? It did all work out. Chris, I'm finally catching up on what you said. And yeah, Slime Rancher is a cool... What I like about you guys is that you're very small, with vision and money. And you've got ongoing revenue from Slime Rancher. I think you guys will do good. I'm excited to see what you guys might come up with. Like, there's few people that have that trifecta. You have a team that works well together, that's proven they can make a game together. You've got ongoing revenue. You've got the potential to get more revenue if you want it. You're still small. You're tight. It's a good crew you're with. Nope, this is the mouthpiece. What have I done? Oh, no, I exported the wrong thing. Out of habit. Oh, no, no, no. I'm not releasing this month. Jesus. I'm going to send a build to Chris so that he can tell me. Chris is a designer that's worked, that I love and that I've worked with for a long time, so he's going to hopefully give me really harsh feedback. Yeah. Crazy Abba. Chris Prime. Chris the first Chris. Chris Slight is new Chris. That's why I always call him Chris Slight on the podcast. There are a lot of Chris's in the industry. I generally find about a third of the industry is named Steve. So if you're ever at an event and you go, "Hey, Steve!" You'll probably get like a lot of heads to turn. Steve's a popular one. Chris, also pretty high up there. It's potentially true. Export selection. There's no way I'll ever be able to give you guys a release date until I'm much closer. Because, like, a project that you work on the weekends that I might have to set aside if, like, if things get busy at work for a while, like, it's hard to say. It's impossible for me to know. What am I doing? Trombone. Alright, so... I mean, it needs the outline shader and the detailing. Was all that work worth it for this? I think so. I actually do feel like that helps the silhouette a bit if it makes it... I feel like it would be better. Sorry. Yeah, when that has an outline shader, I think that'll be a more interesting silhouette. That needs to go a little further over. How far did I take that? Why is there more than one of those? Oh, I see. But then what are you? Okay. I'm just creating some dummy outlines for now to get me bootstrapped here. So the way you do that is you just dupe the mesh, you extrude along the normal a little bit, you reverse the normals so that they're pointing inwards instead of outwards, and then you color it black. Oldest trick in the book. I'm just going to do that for this and this. How many things do I have selected right now? What are these material IDs? Sorry, I've been reading the chat. Alright, later VR. I threw another goodbye in the stack. Oh my god, I'm so far behind, I'm so sorry. Oh, not what I meant to do. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so let's get this. Whoops. Should have looked harder. What the fuck? Sweet. Is that an albino tiger print on your chair? I'm embarrassed. That was a gift from last Christmas. It is a zebra print Snuggie. I promise you there's no zebra murdered in this. It's definitely cotton. Yeah, it keeps my chair warm. It was probably meant to be a joke gift, but Boston's really cold, so it's seen some use. Better. Alright. It's not great. But it's a direction that's not god-awful. Probably. It's better than it was. Things were happening. Oh, what else can I say about this? I feel like the drummer was way easier as a character. It was just almost instantly charming. And this guy's like, not quite charming to me. I don't know what it is about him. I have some ideas of things I'm going to play with. But I think I am going to head off the stream because I keep yawning at you guys and that doesn't feel polite. I gonna add loot boxes? No. The silhouette is a little harder to read. For this guy, definitely. I keep making it simple and then it becomes too simple and I keep overcomplicating it maybe. I don't know. I am struggling on this one, I'll admit. But I'll get there. I don't know why I'm obsessing over the back. The back's not that bad anymore. I do feel like I should check in and then run one more experiment because I have an idea. Let me save this. And do I need that to be there? Hold on. I don't know if this is going to work at all, but hard time visualizing it right now. Oops. Yeah, like this, but more more stationary by a lot. So like no, just the selected. Come on, don't be like this. Actually, never mind. Yeah, that's the shit. That's what I needed. Get rid of these little jerks on the side. Oh my god, I can't, like, it's unreasonable how much more I like that. It wasn't that big of a change. But I like that so much more. Just, like, 2 more things. Okay, before I go. Check chat. Hey, attack button. Shit, I didn't notice you got in here. Oh, what is going on here? Okay, there isn't that many. Yeah, Root. I'm starting to like it way more. Like, it's such a small thing, but it really did. I think I found what was bugging me. That's exciting. I mean, this character's still not... If you recall, I was, like, kind of not feeling the drum for a really long time, too. It's usually these little things. Ugh. What is pulling? That's the opposite. What the fuck? Some vert went haywire at some point here. Oh, you'd be amazed. Some of the coolest effects that you see in video games are done with a single joint. Or like 2 joints. A lot of, it's fun if you tear open the ship in Drake's Fortune, like what Naughty Dog did there. And you're like, whoa, how'd they get that wood to warp and then splinter and then break? And in the end of the day, it's like 2 joints. Well skinned, textured, just breaks apart. It's so funny. A lot of the stuff that's really powerful is very, very simple. Just well executed. The Naughty Dog engine is an interesting engine. They really... Oh, hold on, before I get into that. Yeah. Yeah, I like this so much more. Oh, what a good day. Okay. Before I check in, I need to delete that off of that. Should I leave this here? What do you think? Doesn't make logical sense, does it? Oh, it does. It could. I could leave that there. I like that it connects in some way. I will leave that one there. I will, however, remove that because it's kind of weird. And then I will check in and then I will leave. The Naughty Dog engine is interesting because they do so much with joints. I remember seeing an effects talk of theirs at GDC where they were going over like, our engine's really good at joints, so we did all of our effects for the water in Houdini, and then we just put a joint at every single vertice and baked out every vertice to a joint, and we realized we could only have 1,000 joints to a mesh, so we had to have 3 because that's fine, because our engine handles this one thing super well. It's kind of intense. Hey Craig, what's up, man? I heard on Twitter that that was like the most expensive mesh they had. The actual, yeah. I'm not talking about their ship. I was talking about something specific before. Oof. Yeah, I don't know if that talk is online. It was the effects talk 3 or 4 years ago. They did, I remember at the time thinking they were really short, so it must have been either half an hour or 15 minutes. I think they had 2 talks back to back, one on fire and one on water. The one on water is the one I was thinking of, where they're just talking about putting a joint at every vert for their, when the ship was flooded. But yeah. Yeah, it's cool. Naughty Dog does, what else do they do? They do dual quat skinning. That's weird. I remember they were talking about that at one point, I think. I don't know if they still do that. They make all their animators learn Lisp. That's also weird. They're a programmer-run studio. Like, the person who owns that studio is a graphics programmer. The person who founded it, I believe. But Their games look shit hot. I'm hanging out with Elamunda. She's speaking again at GC this year, but we were hanging out at AnimeX last year, and she gave an entire talk, and it's basically like, how do you get good at animation? Learn Lisp, and then you're really good at animation. And she's going into this shit, and I'm like, oh my god, the stuff you're talking about is like so specific to Naughty Dog. I don't know. She's like, no, Lisp. Like, she's all about it. I really like Elamunda. It's cool to meet like another technical animator. She's gonna be doing tricks of the trade with me this year on GDC. First I was worried we'd step on each other's toes, but then I realized, like, we just live in different worlds. She's all mocap, extremely gorgeous AAA animation, like top of the line kind of shit, and I'm like, haha, look at what you can get away with, one person with springs. I do no work at all. So I think our talks are gonna be very different. Like, here's how you survive as an indie. She's like, here's how you organize an empire. I like her. Anyway. What's the tool's name? Oh, Lisp is a programming language. Don't Google it. Don't look into this. Mittens, this is not for you. It's a crazy programming language too, from what I understand. I think it's literally, let me Google it. I've only ever heard it referred to. I've never seen it spelled out. Yeah, it's actually spelled out Lisp. L-I-S-P. You guys are looking at it. Oh god. Lisp. Had Lisp. Nah, it's up there. What else is weird? Yeah, they're just different at Naughty Dog. I've heard stories about the Assassin's Creed engine too, but I don't think I'm allowed to talk about that. And at this point I've heard a lot of stories about the Frostbite engine, but I'm definitely not allowed to talk about that. It's interesting to see how people do things differently. Anyway. It's also just, I mean, all these engines, they're designed for teams that are just huge and distributed. That's just what they have in mind. But they're doing cool shit. It's just cool shit I could probably never do. So there's no takeaway there for me. Thanks, Craig. Game's looking okay. This character's coming along a bit. I don't completely hate him anymore. I should consult on a large team again. Get that feel. Work on something like big. Anyway. Guys, I am gonna roll out. Thank you guys for dropping in. Yeah, this is a surprise stream on a sleepy Saturday. I'll see you all on Monday. Maybe I'll get a little more work done with this guy, but maybe not, because I've got some stuff to do tomorrow in the RL. Shit, attack button. Thanks, man. Dude. Cool. Alright. Well, we ended on a high note. Thanks, man. I'll see you Monday.